everybody, and welcome to another edition of Word on the Street. This morning, I met a nice young lady named Nicole, who's coming in to tell us her story. So please sit back and enjoy Word on the Street. And Nicole, thank you very much for coming in. A little camera shy, perhaps, but we'll get over that. So Nicole has been homeless for 6 years, and she's been living in this town for 3 months, and things are going reasonably well, seems like. So let's see, what's my first question? How is Ukiah compared to, the Bay Area? You spent a long time in the Bay Area. You just came up to the woods here, up to the country here.
It's a lot more pleasant. It's a lot more quiet.
Is her mic on? Her mic is on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more relaxed and pleasant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more kicked back than the Bay Area.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No police harassment or anything like that. So that's a good thing.
Uh-huh. So the police...
Not yet. I haven't harassed me yet.
Yeah. But down there it happens so much more often or something?
Yeah. Where I'm from, yeah.
Somebody told me that the homeless, as far as the homeless population is concerned, the closer you get to the big cities, the more people are doing drugs. But that didn't seem to necessarily make sense to me. Have you heard of that? Does it seem like that to you, that people down there are more hardcore partiers and up here they're not? Or is it all just the same?
It's all the same.
Uh-huh.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tell me about those first 10 years of your life, from like 0 to 10. What kind of growing up did you do? Was it just a normal family, or was it a crazy party family?
Normal.
Uh-huh.
Pretty normal. I mean, maybe growing pot or whatever. Yeah, I don't know what they were doing, but it was normal. I played soccer. I did all that stuff. I was bowling. Normal upbringing.
Where?
In Pittsburgh,
In
California.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And you said you're spoiled?
I was pretty spoiled,
all the food you can eat, and toys and clothes and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I got a sister and a brother.
You're in the middle?
No, I'm the oldest.
Mm-hmm. So you grew up with them.
No, I didn't grow up with my brother. That came out of the marriage. I mean, after my dad left my mom, he had a baby with somebody else. So that's my half brother. And yeah, my sister's 4.5 years younger.
I'm just going to die for a second.
Are you okay?
Oh, God.
What?
I don't know what happened. I breathed some of my drink.
Oh. That's not good.
Whew.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
So, baby brother came later, different marriage.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
So, something happened. Now, how about 10, 11, 12, 13, 14? Still normal, playing soccer, coming home after school, having mac and cheese and whatever.
No, about 14 it started to go bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened at 14?
I started running away, smoking pot, doing, kid things.
Mm-hmm. Why'd you run away at 14?
Because my dad was a weirdo. Not a weirdo, I don't know, because he read my diary, and I was just totally, it was all my personal stuff. And it just offended me, and so I ran away just to rebel,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, about, I lost my virginity and all this personal stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, he made me read it to him. And so I was just humiliated. And so I ran away from home. And then I started smoking pot after that and other things later.
That would be really humiliating. I can imagine that.
Yeah. I left that out. I'm going to turn red.
Yeah. Did you get really angry or sad or both?
No, I just ran away and just started zoning it out.
Mm-hmm. So then at 15, something really important happened. Your family in Pittsburgh way back then was like, you know, it was a normal family, but there was some marijuana activity happening.
And methamphetamine.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't know about the meth until...
The day I found the triple beam.
And tell me about that.
I don't know, I was just snooping around. I was actually going to try to steal a couple cigarettes out of my mom's purse because, you know, I started smoking cigarettes or whatever. And there was a big triple beam there, and there was like, I guess they were weighing up ounces or whatever because there was like lots of, like, enough drugs to, you know, to scrape it off. And I did a line. I seen it in the movies how it was done, and I did a line. That's how I started doing drugs.
What happened when you did that line?
Stayed up all night, picked all the stuff off the carpet, went to school, wired out. That's about it. It only escalated. I mean, I wasn't doing it frequently after that, but, you know, eventually.
It stepped up eventually.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And it's because you had access to it, like in the home there, you could just go
No, just partying with people.
Okay. So you found it outside in your circle of people too.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Yeah. So how long from 15 to what before you were pretty much it was a really big, important thing for you?
I don't know.
You went through a phase? And
I went through many phases.
Mm-hmm.
I was when I was 18, 19, yeah. Then I got pregnant when I was 20. I had a baby when I was 21. And then I started doing it again when I was a mom, but just not bad. Mm-hmm. But then I had another baby, and I stopped doing it, and I started doing it again. And at that time, I pretty much went full-blown tweaker. Totally meth out. And then I lost my kid. Well, my husband got deported, and I had to take my kids to Mexico. I tried to live in Mexico City. Tried to quit drugs, but it didn't work.
¿Habla español?
Un poquito.
Is there meth in Mexico City just as
No. I no.
You tried to quit down in Mexico City?
Yeah, and it didn't work.
Because?
I wanted to come back.
So you couldn't find it down there?
Well, I could have if I would have sat around long enough to sit there. Yeah,
you
but...
You said, I'm going back to where
Yeah, I'm going home. Fuck it.
How long? Sorry. How long did you stay there?
About a month.
Okay, not too long.
No.
So
I didn't know any Spanish really.
Right. So you kind of went phases in and out. You were kind of got responsible and said, hey, I'm pregnant. We got to do this.
Yeah.
And then the baby comes out and you're like, hey, you know, let's dabble or let's party again a little bit.
Totally.
How was that for you? Was it like when you were on those binges, I don't know if that's the right word, but when you were doing more of it, and you're running a family, you're taking care of business.
Scary. I kind of, especially when my babies were little and I was doing it, you know, I didn't want my sweat, or anything, I had to quit breastfeeding because when I did do that, I quit breastfeeding because I didn't want my kids to be affected by the chemicals.
Sure. But then I don't know anything about that drug. All I know is what I see, and sometimes what I see is a person that is just, what do they say, twacked out, just doing this and can't really do and can't really function. But here you are running a home and having feeding kids and putting clothes on them and so
I had a lot of help also, but I wasn't twacked out. I was pretty functional. Like I am a functional alcoholic, I call myself.
Okay.
I was pretty much a functional tweaker. But,
and there's lots of functional tweakers.
Yeah, I didn't get all spazzed out, maybe once or twice in my life, but no. I took care of my kids and I kept it under control.
Now, when you crash off of it, under that
methamphetamine.
circumstances. Yeah, when you crash off of that functional level, is it just some horrible thing?
It's just, well, I don't know. I haven't done it so long, but
Or is it just annoying?
just tired and irritated. Just want to eat and sleep.
Sounds natural.
And not to,
Because you don't eat and sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a terrible thing. So I don't like it anymore.
Yeah. So then after a while, you said you got full blown. After the kids were all, breastfeeding's over, then you started to really ramp it up a little?
Well, it took a few years. And then my husband got deported. Yes, and I started shooting up. So, I took my kids to my husband. I tried to work things out with that family thing, but we were already split up. It's just a long story. But anyways, I ended up just being on the streets and started shooting up methamphetamine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, running the streets, just being bad.
Yeah.
Not that bad, but just a rebel, And then learning what homeless really is. My family was gone, and terrible.
So explain shooting up. Like you were doing it and you were familiar with it, and then one day you're like...
No, I just used to smoke it before that. I got into shooting it after that.
Because what? What does that do?
I don't know.
Make it more intense or something?
It just lasts longer, and it's just an addiction. Just the whole needle thing. And
I've heard that it just makes you feel like king of the world or something.
Just made me feel better.
That's all you describe it as? It just made you feel better?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like you're a superstar or...
Well, if you're motivated, I mean, just like you can do stuff, it's like a good feeling when you're on that.
Yeah.
Totally. I don't like it anymore because the feeling when you come off of it is terrible.
Now, for all those years, you didn't care.
Yeah. I was just...
You're like, hey, yes, it's bad when it's bad, but let's do this.
Yeah.
Now, what happened in you, what changed in you that you no longer even dabble or do it or are interested in it? Because so many people, they're hooked for life.
Well, I met this guy. I fell in love with this guy, and he just got crazy on... I mean, I gave him a snort of crank, and we got along really great. But then eventually he turned into a weirdo. Like a couple years later. It took a couple years, but I just would dabble. But then he got a bunch of money, so therefore he got a lot of drugs, and I seen him do some crazy stuff, and that made me say, no more drugs for me. no more.
So he went crazy in a way that didn't work with you.
Yes. He actually did a favor for me, because now I'm not doing drugs ever again.
Right. Now, did you ever go crazy on that stuff? Does it make people crazy?
I mean, I've had like paranoia and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not really crazy. I never went to jail over it, except for, maybe once.
So, do you see it a lot? Is it as popular as marijuana and alcohol and cigarettes?
The crystal?
Yeah.
No.
It's a lesser thing.
Well, I pretty much stick to myself. So, yeah, I don't know who does it and who doesn't. It's like a
sometimes
secret.
You know.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell.
Sure. But do you see it a lot, or do you see it a little?
There's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Down there in the Bay Area and up here?
Oh, yeah.
Does it, do you see it as more of a problem than the other substances? Or is it just all in there? They can be bad, they can be
There's, I don't know. There's good tweakers and bad tweakers, It's just what it is. It's what it is.
There's some people that are reasonable.
Yeah.
And there's some people that turn into the devil or something.
Just like normal people.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that aren't on drugs or don't know they're on drugs. I mean, I don't judge people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's people on heroin. There's people on pills and pot and alcohol. I don't judge any people.
Uh-huh.
But if I don't like them, I just don't hang out with them.
Yeah. So you don't look at it as a problem. You just say, hey, people are people, and
Yeah.
if I don't like them, I'll leave.
I'm a people person. I don't care. And if I don't like it, I just walk away.
Yeah.
And go my own way.
Does that happen a lot in your life out there on the streets, that you find yourself in a circle of people that start to turn weird, and you're just like, well, see ya?
Mm.
Or do you have a group of friends that you hang with and everybody's pretty much?
Yeah, well, kind of. I don't know how to explain that. I just hang out.
So would you say that once a week you're hanging out and you just have to leave because people are getting too bent out of shape?
No, they just get on my nerves.
Uh-huh.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just reality. You just say, hey, time to go. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Does that happen every day?
No.
No.
No, I'm usually by myself.
Oh,
So,
yeah?
Yeah.
You usually travel by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people that I interview, homeless people, they talk about how the community is really like everybody's together and it's a real tight family and everybody takes care of each other. Well, not everybody says that, but I get a little feeling of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I have somewhere to go home to at night. Yeah. And it's safe.
Relatively?
Relatively safe, yes. And I could keep all my stuff there, and it's warm and it's dry, but and that's a good thing. We pack together. People do pack together.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So in the 3 months that you've been here, do you have friends in this town?
Yeah.
And do you have friends in the Bay Area?
I have friends everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every city I've been to, I've made friends.
Do you have a cell phone?
Nope.
Have you ever?
Yeah.
So sometimes do you keep in touch with your friends in the Bay Area, or do you just travel and bump into people as you will?
I just keep in touch with my family.
Okay.
My dad and my sister.
Yeah. So your dad is in Willits,
Mm-hmm.
and where's your sister?
She just went up to Reading. Yeah. Everybody's gonna know.
So let's talk about drinking. There's a lot of drinking out there. A lot of people. There's lots of different levels of it.
Yeah.
Why do you drink?
I don't know. To forget.
Yeah.
Like stress. I don't know. I'm just an alcoholic. I'm a hardcore alcoholic.
Uh-huh.
I don't get drunk. I just medicate.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a disease, and obviously.
And what happens
When I get sick?
when you don't drink for a day or two?
I get sick. No, I won't go without a day or two because I get sick.
You just make sure.
Yeah. Totally.
So what happens when you get sick?
I get more beer. Well, I was shaky and dry heaves and throwing up. So I make sure I have beer. And it's just like, I don't get drunk. I'm not like a obnoxious drunk. I use it as, smooth. I want to be smooth.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to feel sick. Who wants to feel sick? I remember when you were a kid, drinking used to be fun. You go out and party and get drunk or whatever, throw up, have a hangover. No, I don't have a hangover anymore. I just am totally I just drink all day, all night.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and in the middle of the night. But just a little bit, just a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But I know the best of the drunks. I'm every now and then maybe. If somebody gives me hard liquor, I might fall down, hurt myself, but or get in a fight or whatever. I don't do that much anymore. I just try to stay medicated.
You kind of mellowed out
Mm-hmm.
from your 20s or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you think about quitting or tapering off more? Do you ever think like, I really need to do this, or you're just like, hey, I'm
No, I pretty much right now. When I'm ready, I'm ready. Nobody can make me quit. And
yeah. No, I'm not talking about nobody, but do you have that in yourself? Do you sometimes think, I really should try to put this in half or quit?
No.
No? You're just like, let's stay steady. That's
Nope.
fine. Uh-huh. So you went to the hospital recently with alcohol poisoning or something?
No, I don't know what was wrong with me. My family tried to do an intervention thing
Okay.
in Berkeley when I was living in Berkeley.
A couple months ago or last
It-
year?
January.
Okay.
And,
A couple months ago.
Yeah, a few months right before I got here. They took me to the hospital in Willits. Well, they took me to their house first, and then I went to the hospital. And they found I have what? I needed a blood transfusion. They put me in the ICU. But I wasn't even sick. I didn't think I was sick. But they said it's coming from my bone marrow or something. I don't know. They don't know either. But
Was it drinking related?
probably.
Were you drinking heavy hard liquor at the time or anything?
No.
Bone marrow? Beer?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I don't understand either.
How many beers do you drink every day? 10? 20?
About 10.
That doesn't seem like an alcohol. Too much. It seems like if you drank 10 a day, you wouldn't get the shakes if you quit. You must drink a little more than that. Huh.
Well, every now and then I'll take a shot of vodka or whatever, but I don't buy it. If
Yeah.
it's just there, I just take a sip.
Yeah, well, that'll crank up your 10 beers real quick. Mm-hmm. You know, a shot of pure octane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your dad helped, or your family came and did an intervention, and they took you in, and they did that, and then they...
I went to the shelter after that, and then that only lasted a couple weeks. And now here I am.
What next?
I have no idea.
How annoying is it to you to be homeless? How irritating?
I don't know. I'm just used to being homeless, so
Okay.
it's annoying to be in a house. Actually,
How so?
I don't know.
You feel
I just-
trapped or something?
Yeah, it's like a claustrophobic thing. I
Uh-huh.
just got to get outside.
Yeah. So do you
If
go...
I had a house, I'd probably put a tent up in the backyard. I swear.
Yeah.
I'm so used to being outside. I don't know. It's cool to have a shower and stuff, but and a kitchen,
But you're not really into, like, sitting out in the living room all day long watching TV?
maybe for a little bit. But then I need to get out.
So do you ever couch surf and you're inside all day and you're like, I got to get out because I'm getting a...
Yeah.
Yeah? You just
I don't know. I don't have a house.
Right. But do you ever sit in the house for a couple days?
No.
No. You don't
No.
couch surf with friends. You just
No.
sleep in the bushes and on
No.
the streets.
Yeah, I just have my camp. I mean, I've had a hotel room like a couple times with friends, and I want to leave anyway. I don't even stay till checkout time because I got to get back outside. I like it better outside.
I've heard that. I've heard other people say that too.
Yeah.
That they got used to it and they prefer being
Outside.
So if somebody handed you a key and handed it to an apartment and said, here's a job, you're hired, just show up to work in the morning, you'd take it, but you don't necessarily crave that situation. You're not like desperate to get inside. You're just outside and that's fine.
Because there's really not much hope with the jobs lately. You know, there's not very many jobs, and there's
Well,
not.
I mean, if it was guaranteed.
If
Like
it was
somebody
guaranteed,
said, hey,
if it's like a miracle,
Yeah.
if it was a miracle, yeah, I would do that. Yeah, give me a wardrobe of clothes to go to my job, you know, and a shower and everything that's necessary to get a job. Keep a job. Yeah, I would do that. But that's just a miracle. It's just too hard.
It's too hard.
How am I supposed to do it? I don't have anything. I mean, I have what I need to survive. I'm upright and breathing.
Uh-huh.
And I don't have the facilities really all the time to take a shower, to change my clothes, to do my laundry, to do, you know, the little simple things in life.
Right.
So it's difficult to get a job that way. Who's going to hire me? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I have had a job homeless, like a couple years ago. It was hard as hell.
To manage it.
Yeah, I had to. It was working with food, so I had to stay clean, you know. And I lied about being homeless. You know, they didn't know I was homeless, but I kept that job for a while, 6 months or something, but I had to stay clean, but I kept that until I got arrested. I lost my job for getting arrested.
Get arrested for drinking?
No. No, what was it for? Just prior things. and I signed up for a sheriff's work alternative, and I ended up getting in a fight. I was all bloody, and they took me to jail after I paid for the thing. I only did 2 days of the sheriff's work alternative thing, $395 or something, and I had 30 days to do of it, and then I got arrested, and so I lost my job. But I did the time, didn't get my money back.
Right.
Yeah, totally screwed. But
wow,
I did keep a homeless job for a while.
So you get in fights sometimes?
Not lately.
More with hard liquor and...
No, I mean, from other cities I'm from, yeah. No, not here. It's all mellow in Ukiah.
Okay, it's mellow in Ukiah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
totally.
Voices get raised and people get ruckus.
Yeah, I can be annoyed, but I haven't gotten any fights here.
But down there, things are more hyper? People are more...
Well, when I was with my ex, yeah. And I was jealous and stuff, and hard liquor, man, yeah. That caused a fight. Over stupid stuff that doesn't matter, yeah.
Are you an angry person?
No, not anymore.
You were when you were
I have
younger.
a bad temper.
Okay, you have a bad temper.
I do. I can have a bad temper. Yeah.
So you can just tear somebody's head off if...
No, I usually end up getting beat up. I'm more bark than bite.
Huh. So tell me about your kids. Where are they?
They're in Mexico City with their father.
And how old are they?
12 and 8.
And you haven't seen them for 5 years?
Mm-mm.
But this morning, when just before we went on, you said, "Yeah, I want to get on Facebook and contact them." And so
I'm a step closer, and I thank you very much for that. That's like a blessing.
Yeah.
That's like a miracle.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't. That was fast. I've tried, and I just don't understand computers. So thank you very much.
Yeah. So what did we do? Tell us what we did real quick. We went over.
We just went over to the computer and found my family on Facebook. I haven't seen them 5 years.
Yeah.
6 years, 5.5.
And then you sent a friends.
Yeah. No,
Sent a friend's request, and then they'll get on and see that you sent a request, and
then I'll be hooked up.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, that's
cool.
pretty
Thank
neat.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome.
I am
That's neat.
I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. So let's see, what else? Actually, let's take a little break for a minute, and we'll come right back with Nicole for the second half of the show here on Word of the Street. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be right back.
I slept between boats, made money off poems. That summer in Seattle, I never was alone. I hung with the homeless, took care of each other. I was closer to them than I am my own brother. We gathered and shared meals every night. Round fires we'd ramble till dawn brought us light. There was lovers and dreamers, addicts and thieves. We'd share with each other our deepest beliefs. About pain from the past, how life had been tainted, or how life's just a canvas waiting to be painted. We talked of possibilities that never really end, how the heart that's broke the most would eventually mend. While some worked for power, for gain and for gold, our possessions were little, but rich was our soul. No moments or choices, between love and between fear. If you open yourself, there's family near. We weren't each other's siblings, fathers or mothers, though all is were family in Seattle that summer. I slept between boats, made money off poems. That summer in Seattle, I never was alone. I hung with the homeless, took care of each other. I was closer to them than I am my own brother. We gathered and shared meals every night. Round fires we'd ramble till dawn brought us light. There was lovers and dreamers, addicts and thieves. We'd share with each other our deepest beliefs. About pain from the past, how life had been tainted, or how life's just a canvas waiting to be painted. We talked of possibilities that never really end, how the heart that's broke the most would eventually mend. While some worked for power, for gain and for gold, our possessions were little, but rich was our soul. No moments or choices, between love and between fear. If you open yourself, there's family near. We weren't each other's siblings, fathers or mothers, though all is were family in Seattle that summer.
All right. Welcome back to Word on the Street. I'm Jason, your host, down here at Mendocino Access Television in Ukiah, going live. Our guest today is Nicole, and she's telling us about her life story and what the word on the street is, you know, how things are out there. This is a question I sometimes ask people. Do you ever, out in the street, you're cruising around and you see a situation that you can tell is dangerous or something that you want to just stay away from?
Oh, of course, all the time.
And you have kind of like, you've learned a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of like a sense of things.
Yeah.
Now, when you first went homeless, maybe you didn't know and you
No,
got
I
yourself
didn't.
into trouble. Or were you instantly wise?
No. Not instantly wise, no.
Okay. So sometimes in the beginning,
Yeah, in the beginning, I didn't know how to be homeless. Like, have camp, have sleeping bag and stuff like that. So I get cold at night. And then I would find, like, foreclosure houses and stuff like that and break into those and sleep at night. I had a few of those. I had, like, 3 houses at one time. And one even had hot water and stuff. And
sounds pretty nice.
yeah, but it wasn't mine. I didn't know how to just carry around, your gear. Now I learned how to camp. So, yeah, I don't want breaking and entering, really. I managed to get away with that.
Got away with that one.
Yeah.
So now you've got like survival skills,
Yes,
basically.
exactly. You have to have water. You have to have blankets. Have to have a lighter. Have to have those things. I have a stove, I could cook on, and it took a long time to learn, but yeah, those are important.
Uh-huh. And do you get into scary situations out there, or do you pretty much?
Not lately.
Not lately?
No.
Why? Why not lately?
Because I've been safe lately. Like the last few months. Well, and before, for the last 4 years with the boyfriend that I had, he took care of me, kind of, but got beat up along the way. And I'm just getting off of that bad relationship.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So he beat up on you, but also took care of you.
Yes.
That's kind of a funny situation where
Yeah.
you've got both, the good and the bad.
Yeah. We loved each other, but we got drunk and beat each other up. I mean, it started with me. I would be the aggressor. Yeah, but then it turned out I found out he's stronger than me, and he beats me up. And then he started just hitting me and stuff, and I'm just tired of it. I got tired, and it still breaks my heart. I'm still going through a breakup, a hard breakup.
Because you were with him for such a long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm a codependent person, obviously.
I don't know what that means, or I kind of do.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you?
I mean, I just depend on him there every day, the same situation every day, you know. Wake up with the same person. Just to have somebody to hold at night, you know, just dependent.
Well, we all kind of want somebody to be with.
I know.
But where's it turned bad? It turns bad, though, I guess, when they beat up on you and you stay with
I don't
them,
know.
or-
I don't know. I'm not a psychologist.
Yeah.
I might be twisted because I stayed with him for so long.
Uh-huh.
But see my ear? It's, you know, I'm messed up. I got broken eyes. I got broken jaws, broken ribs. Yeah. And now it's time to say no more.
Did you ever get to a point, like when you're in the hospital with a broken jaw,
Yeah.
that you're like, I'm done?
No.
You were always ready to take them back?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Wow.
It's terrible.
Maybe you'll run off and find somebody else that is mean like that. Or maybe you'll run off and find somebody who's not.
Well, hopefully, hopefully not.
Hopefully
I'm not searching for somebody to beat me. I've had enough concussions and all that stuff. I'm getting older.
Yeah. Well, I don't know much about it, but I know that there's systems out there and there's teachers about it out there because it can be a pattern.
Yeah.
That's all as far as my knowledge goes, is that once it's established, it can become a pattern, and then it's just trouble and trouble.
Yeah.
But there's
like you're seeking for it. It's,
subconsciously or something.
I don't know what it is. See, you're not a psychologist, neither am I.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I know there's people out there that, I don't know, have tricks or something, or tips, or
What kind of
tricks or tips or tools or ways to identify it or to kind of watch out for it or something.
Yeah.
Because, nobody wants to be in it.
No, and I'm not. And I'm actually free right now.
How did you manage that?
Well, he got extradited back to where we were from. And
So you got a kind of a get out of jail free card, or you got a...
well, it's complicated.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He got extradited. He came up here to Ukiah. My dad even bought him a bus ticket to come here to where I was at the Buddy Elder shelter. And we didn't get any fights or anything, but he ended up getting in a fight with a guy and at the park, Bumby Park. Yeah. And he had warrants out of the county where we're from. And they took him away, and I was really devastated at first. But then I started to think about it, like, wow, maybe this is a perfect time to, make it end with him and me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rough, but yeah. Well, I'm already rough. but I don't need to be more rougher than rough. It's just like crazy. Stop it. It's time for this to stop. And then he's not here. I'm like, yeah, cool. Wow. I can be by myself. I'm not by myself. I have friends, and it's good. They don't beat me up. They ask me, how was my day? It's not like, oh, where the hell have you been? And all that drama. It's like, how was your day? That's cool.
Uh-huh.
So it's cool to be homeless in a way for now. I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
Uh-huh.
But, I don't know.
It's cool to be homeless in a way.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, I have no rent to pay. Yeah, things like that.
And you have people that are reasonable.
Yeah, friends, and it's like a unity.
Uh-huh.
People you can talk to, and you look forward to seeing every day. You know.
Yeah. How do you survive with money?
What am I telling myself? I recycle.
Okay. Now, how much a day do you make recycling on a good day?
On a good day, like $10.
$10 on the best day.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of
spange.
You spange.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's that? $10, $20, $100 a day?
It depends. It depends on the day.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and then everybody, in the community does their own things, and everybody shares with each other. So, therefore, nobody's ever hungry. I get food stamps, so
Nobody's ever hungry.
Yeah, we get food stamps. Everybody, well,
because everybody shares and everybody
Yes.
either does this or does that.
And it all folds in together to where everybody is taken care of. I mean, that's how it is.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Is it different up here in the Bay Area? Does people take care of themselves, each other down there too?
It's
Circles of
different
people?
in everywhere I've been, but this is new to me. This is new to me here, but it's pretty much the same. There's just more people in the other cities I'm from. More people, and then there's like groups that don't like each other and like violence and stuff. But here, no violence really. Just the community's pretty cool. People keep to themselves, or their own little whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I keep to myself. Uh-huh. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think of Buddy Eller Center? Are they?
I don't like it.
Okay. Why is that?
They kicked me out because I wanted a cigarette.
But you were intoxicated. Too.
Yes, I was intoxicated.
Now, do you say, "Hey, I don't like them," but can you agree though that?
Yeah, but they never gave me the rule that you couldn't be drinking. They never told me that. I came there on a medical thing, and the doctors, they told me when they released me from the hospital since I didn't want to detox that, my dad asked, what do I do with her, with Nicole? Okay, take her to a shelter, buy her a beer. Okay.
The doctor said that.
The doctor said that. The the ICU doctor told she's going to have seizures or death if you don't drink. So, I wasn't that intoxicated. I guess I was. I don't know. But I had cigarettes, and I just wanted to have a cigarette. And, you go to your bed right now. I'm like, you know what? You can't tell me what to do. I don't like being told what to do. That's why I'm homeless, because I'm not cohabitable, obviously, unless I'm in jail. And they wouldn't let me go have a cigarette, so they rolled up all my stuff and put me out on the I slept on the railroad tracks, and it was like the most freezingest nights in February. But I had ice that thick on my sleeping bags when I woke up. It was terrible. But then when they told me you come back in a week, 7 days, I went back and they said, no, you can't come back. Okay, fine.
Why didn't they let you back?
I don't know. I came back normal, like 5 o'clock when you go in there, and they wouldn't let me back. And maybe I had alcohol in my breath, because I probably always have alcohol in my breath. But
I think they're not allowed to drink in there.
No, well, you're not allowed to drink in there.
I mean, you're not allowed to.
I think they're trying to make it into it. Now they're drug testing people and everything. Mm-hmm. So it's turning into like a dry shelter.
Okay. Is there wet and dry shelters?
I've been in wet shelters, yes.
Now tell me, I'm imagining, because I've heard the same thing. A lot of people are like, oh, Buddy Eller, they're jerks. They kicked me out because I was drunk. And I'm thinking to myself, a shelter where 50 people show up drunk at once?
Yeah.
That would be a crazy situation. But
exactly.
You're telling me that there are shelters out there where they don't discriminate and, hey, come on in.
You just can't drink inside. I mean,
right. So you just drink your bottle of wine and then come in and
go to bed or whatever.
And it seems like it would be like a crazy place to be. What's a wet
shelter?
It is.
Like? They're all crazy.
They're all crazy.
Yeah, I don't last long at all in any shelter.
But it seems like Buddy Eller being a dry-ish shelter, trying to keep the booze to a minimum, compared to a shelter where they let you drink a bottle of wine and come right in.
I mean, you just can't be a blatant drunk.
Okay, so they draw the line at a different level. And when you start yelling, raising your voice...
Yeah, if you're a blatant drunk, no, you're out. But
it just seems like it would be chaos in a wet shelter. But you're saying that it's reasonable, and there are...
If you can be reasonable, yeah.
Uh-huh.
If you can handle your booze or whatever, however you might,
Right.
And follow the rules. Pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Can you think of a story? tell me something really weird or funny or from a wet shelter. Tell me you know,
I didn't really last at those shelters. I got kicked out.
just a day or two?
2 weeks, but the Buddy Eller.
But I mean a wet shelter. Have you been in?
Oh, for like 2 days.
Hmm.
I just left because I just didn't like it.
What didn't you like?
Just there's strange people that are stealing everybody's stuff, and it's just this drama. You can't trust. You got to leave, and then you can't trust your stuff to be there. So yeah, it's just stupid. I don't know what to say about that. And then plus the shelter I was in is way away from the community, away from stores, away from everything. You got to hike to wherever you got to go, and then you got to be back at a certain time. It's just stupid. It's like being in jail. It's terrible. Terrible. Terrible people.
And you don't need them.
No, don't need them. I'd rather pick out my own people and place to be,
Yeah.
be free. And it's just like jail. I'd rather go to jail than go to a shelter.
How many times have you been to jail?
I don't know, probably 20-something.
And it's just an overnight usually, or a couple weeks?
Oh, 20-something overnights, and then 1 3-month stay.
Uh-huh.
And a whole bunch of 2-weekers.
And what are these for?
They're all different things. Mostly drunken publics were the nighters.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm on probation for under the influence of methamphetamine. That was years ago, and I have search and seizure, and I don't have drugs on me ever, but I still have search and seizure and 5B, which is the alcohol clause, and I'm on probation. So I've been to jail plenty of times. I tried to do the Prop 36 thing, and that didn't work out. So
What's the Prop 36 thing?
Prop 36 is the drug program where you go to rehab, you have to pay for it or whatever, and then you get out of jail just for an under the influence thing. And I just kept getting out of jail and saying, yeah, I'll do the program. And then I didn't ever do the program, so then I get a warrant. And so, yeah, I just kept doing that for like a year straight. 13 days every month. So that's a lot of time in jail.
Yeah.
For only under the influence.
So is it hard to be in jail, or is it kind of
No.
No.
No, just the detoxing part. But I wasn't really that bad of an alcoholic then, so it wasn't that rough. It was just coming off meth. You just sleep for like 5 days, and then you're all adjusted to jail. 3 meals a day, library books, and TV.
3 meals a day, library books, and TV. It sounds kind of like a wonderful life.
Yeah, pretty much. For a lot of people, yeah. I don't really like that. I really like my freedom. But some people just get used to that. Life of crime.
Some people just start spazzing out so they can spend the night in jail.
Yeah.
Do you see that a lot, or have you ever seen that?
I've seen people like that in jail that like to be in jail, yeah. Institutionalized people, yes.
Huh.
Totally.
But you're too claustrophobic.
Yeah. I gotta be outside.
So you like your freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever think about like going to Florida or whatever?
Fishing or something?
No, not fishing. Like traveling. Just getting on the hitchhike to thumb out and go see the world.
No, I'm kind of scared.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You like to get kind of comfortable in a spot?
Yeah, totally.
Uh-huh. What are you scared of?
I don't know. Change.
Uh-huh.
Change is scary. I'm going through changes now, and it's hard.
Mm-hmm. So you don't see a lot of violence. You drink a lot, but you keep it at a steady level.
Mm-hmm.
You quit doing drugs. You don't even smoke marijuana.
Mm-mm. Everybody I know smokes marijuana. This is Mendocino County. What do you think? Everybody smokes pot, but I just choose not to smoke pot either.
Uh-huh. You don't want that feeling that everybody seems to be after.
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just ain't me.
You used to, though, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I was a pothead when I was young.
Yeah. Just grew out of it.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much I had an anxiety attack from smoking some good pot, train wreck pot. And I called the ambulance on myself, and ever since then no. A train rider gave me some train wreck weed.
And it wrecked your train.
Oh yeah, no more for me. Well, yeah, the ambulance people came. I called 911. I was freaking out. Thought I was having a stroke or something. And then the ambulance came and they go, "Have you been using drugs?" I'm like, "Oh, I smoked some pot." They laughed at me. They gave me some oxygen and some Ativans. It's like, better not smoke pot anymore. Oh, who's your dealer?
So you just learned your lesson on that one.
Yeah,
Stay away.
Traumatized me.
Huh.
Totally. And completely.
Yeah.
I get contact every now and then. I'll start giggling.
Yeah.
It's not bad for you.
That's different.
I don't think weed's bad for you, but
Right.
I just don't choose to indulge.
Yeah.
Totally.
Huh.
Yeah.
If what you seem kind of you seem like you're a happy person. Like,
I do.
yeah, you don't like you don't seem like you're depressed or really angry. Like some people are just out there in the street, they're like depressed and angry, but you seem kind of like, easygoing and not too bent out of shape.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I'm whacked.
Yeah.
Well, I guess. No, I don't. I don't know. I'm just a likable person, pretty much, and I like people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mean. Sometimes I can be mean.
Yeah.
I can get depressed. I mean, I do get depressed, actually.
Do you have that what is it? Manic depressive or bipolar?
I said, I don't know. They won't give me any meds. The doctors say, if you quit drinking, we'll give you some meds. It's because I am bipolar, but if I don't quit drinking, they won't give me medicine.
You are bipolar.
Oh, I don't know. That's
what they said.
That's possibly, but since I choose not to quit drinking, they won't even go farther into,
Right.
Diagnosing me with.
How do you think you are? Do you have feelings of like what is it? What is bipolar? It's like really happy and really sad.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Well, I don't know. I've learned how to talk to myself, which might be crazy. Mm-hmm. Borderline schizophrenic. I don't know. No, I don't know what it is. I talk to myself and I make myself feel better just by talking to myself.
That doesn't seem too crazy.
I guess not.
I mean, I talk to some schizophrenic people and they're like, no, I hear voices in
I
my
don't hear
head
voices.
all day long and it's annoying and I don't like it.
No,
but that's starting to get crazy there.
No.
But I think talking to yourself, I don't know.
Yeah, I talk to
Maybe
myself.
it's the first sign of craziness, everybody says. It's not.
I'm getting there. No.
So, how about depressed? Do you get depressed?
Yeah. Sometimes. Well.
I mean,
yeah,
everybody gets depressed.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
It's a human thing. Yeah, and I miss my kids. Yeah. What was that?
5 minutes.
Oh.
Thank you. Yeah.
No,
you miss your kids.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah.
I wonder about my kids. I pray for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I miss my mom. My mom passed. Things like that. And break up, that thing too.
Yeah.
I miss my ex-husband, my baby's dad. I mean, things like that go through my head, and what I haven't done, and what I need to do, and what I don't do.
Mm-hmm.
I do need help, but I don't know. I don't like to get help from people because it just seems not to help.
Mm-hmm. Have you gone into some of these places in town and said, "Hey, can you help me?
Yeah.
Get a house or get a."
Yeah, but then they want me to do all this stuff that I don't really feel like doing.
So you said sometimes I think about all the things that I should do, but I haven't. What are those things? Or things that you want to do but haven't.
I want to do everything, but I can't because I'm a drunk, or not a drunk, but an alcoholic, and I'm homeless, and I don't feel like quitting, and I'm stubborn, and I drink to get rid of my depression, pretty much. You
Yeah.
know, the things that I don't want to think about. But then I get to a point where I'm so drunk that, not so drunk, but drunk, and then I get sad, you know, then, you know,
The happy drunk turns into a sadder drunk.
sad drunk, yeah.
Yeah.
I miss my babies.
Yeah, yeah.
A sad song will come on or whatever. Things like that, yeah.
Huh.
I'm functional, but dysfunctional.
Sure, a little bit of both.
Yeah, totally.
If you had a message to tell people, what would that be?
I don't know.
Okay, good answer.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Never give up, never surrender. Never surrender, never give up.
Mm-hmm.
In life, period.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Got a couple more minutes. What else? What one last thing can we talk about? What? Tell me one scary thing. Tell me when you were homeless in the last 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
When you were really scared.
Okay, I'll tell you a good story. A real fast one. Oh, I was walking around late at night. I was tweaking on crank. And, yeah, it was back in the day. It was dark night, 2 o'clock in the morning. And this big African-American man was following me. And I was like, what the hell, you know? I seen like a little bathroom thing, and I went in there, and I thought I was getting away from him. And it was like where nobody was. And he cornered me in there, and he put me against the wall. And he pulls out a crack pipe. I don't smoke crack. No, I didn't do crack. And he started, I had this fake cell phone. Thank God, you know, for my little tweaker devices to, you know, pretend I was on the phone. But he took it away from me, and then it made some kind of noise. But he was trying to pull down my pants and stuff to rape me. I was going to get raped by this guy, and he's like, yeah. And I was smart, and I said, oh, my God, there's lights out there. There really wasn't, you know. Oh, my God, there's a cop. He goes, you know, he started tweaking and dropped his crack pipe, and I got to get out of that situation.
You squirmed away. Or
Yeah.
away.
Just in the midst of time, he's a big dude, like 6'5", or I don't know, big and fat. And yeah, I got out of it like that, and I acted like I was on my phone, walking away. You know, there was nobody out there really, but I got away. Yeah,
And that was just very scary.
Yeah, it was a scary moment.
Wow.
That was a close call.
I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on that note, crazy escape story. That's all the time we have today. And Nicole, thank you very much for coming in.
Yeah,
Really
you're
appreciate
welcome.
it. So this is Jason signing out. Word on the street. Stay tuned for an hour of trading time on our little reader board coming up. And we'll see you next week.